No chance, that's what you got.
I'm a volcano. I'm a tower. Thanks once again. We're enormous. We're working on getting even bigger.
Yeah.
2017, man. We're going to be part of WWE's Cruiserweight division.
After we take our first total WrestleMania.
Absolutely. And eat that American food as much as possible.
Yeah. As much as possible.
Yeah, shout outs to Wendy's, Taco Time, etc. But, yep, Wrestling Ramble once again. Hyper Rambling edition. Just a touch quicker than usual because we got things to do and we know you do too. And this past week in wrestling, the first thing that came to mind, honestly, was enhancement talent. We can't help but not use the word jobber because that seems to be the industry colloquial. But enhancement talent are taking over.
James Ellsworth, in my opinion, the jobbiest jobber that there possibly is. He got a world title shot.
And he won his match.
Yep. By disqualification, though.
Defeating AJ Styles 2 weeks in a row on SmackDown. Unprecedented as far as I know for enhancement talent. And Ellsworth with his own t-shirt.
Poison entrance music.
He's got it all. He really does. All he needs, and he's even got an angle with the world's champ. So whatever happens next for Ellsworth, it's only going to be good. He's hitting his stride. Way to go, kid. Because any man with 2 fists has a fighting chance.
And no flips. just fists.
Yeah, that as well. Focusing just on fists and not as much on flips because Vince hasn't historically been too kind on people with the spot monkey addiction.
That's why they call it high risk.
Vince is in the background clapping. He liked that one. Thanks, Uncle Vince. We also have Uncle Vince to thank for not 1 but 2 WWE pay-per-views which are coming up in the near future. And for the first time, we really have a little bit of confusion because they're promoting 2 entirely different pay-per-views at the same time.
Are they?
Yeah, they're promoting Survivor Series and Hell in a Cell.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because Team Red accepted the challenge.
Oh, of course they did.
Yeah. It's like, no, we don't want none.
And then Team Yellow steps up.
Yeah.
And it's like Shinsuke, Samoa Joe,
It's
Aries,
like
Bobby Roode.
Pokemon.
Leaf Green edition. That would be just in Colorado, I suppose. But anyway, this past week in Colorado, WWE put on a couple of really good shows. Raw and SmackDown had hot houses. I mean that they were good shows and that the crowd seemed to be relatively entertained. In all seriousness, I think SmackDown won once again, though.
Yep. Except for no more Spirit Squad. And please don't have them having a title match, a tag title match next week on SmackDown.
We saw the Spirit Squad once again, and the Usos were nowhere to be seen. The Usos are blazing hot. The Spirit Squad are last decade's news.
Although on a side note, I did like the Miz green costume.
The green costume was fantastic. He can wear the green costume anytime he likes, but Spirit Squad...
we don't want none?
No, we don't want none, no. For some reason, I like Headbangers more on TV than Spirit Squad. For whatever reason.
Next week, Headbangers versus Spirit Squad.
Yeah, hopefully on Superstars.
Yeah.
Or maybe main event. Also...
One of the 2.
Yeah, well, either one. Maybe even both. They can work an angle. Speaking of working an angle, it would seem that the women, like we talked about on last week's show, they have the hottest angle right now. Charlotte and Sasha main eventing the pay-per-view upcoming. We are fantasizing about all sorts of craziness, but the tune remains the same. Sasha, Charlotte, take care of yourselves, take care of your bodies, protect the business.
The boss versus the queen.
Main event. It's going to be good.
5 stars.
Well, Meltzer, I'm sure will be watching, and he'll be more than happy to tell us what he thinks about it afterwards. I kind of wish Meltzer would just do star ratings for Lucha Underground matches.
Yeah, I wish he would too. Maybe just... all those don't count. I don't know. What is Dave Meltzer's opinion on the Lucha Lucha?
I think the super kick sound effect turns them off a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. The broomstick?
I think so. I don't know for sure, I just have a feeling. Meltzer's kind of picky like that. And aside from that, Honestly, if Meltzer was in the house, if he was in La Templo and watching those matches live, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't rate them and give them good ratings, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Lucha Underground as a whole puts on matches that stack up to WWE?
I think so.
Okay, well, if he star rates the Vincent family, I don't see any reason why he shouldn't for Dario and family.
I mean, sometimes they can have the addiction a little bit,
They definitely have the addiction.
but I still think they're good matches.
Mhm.
They're basically like I feel like the cruiserweights have been able to pull off decent matches without. Well, some of them they get a little addiction, a little again and again.
Yeah, they do,
But,
they do get it again.
Overall, I think they've been going well, and I think Lucha Underground does the same.
I agree. The cruiserweight division is in pretty good hands right now. TJP doing a very good job, I think, of representing the title. What time they're given each week, they do their best to make the most of it. It's not perfect. I hope that in future it can get better, but for now it honestly feels like the cruiserweight division is like a show within a show.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it just begs the question. If you become a WWE cruiserweight, does that mean you're just bound to the cruiserweight division and you have no opportunity to face, somebody who's not a cruiserweight?
Yeah, that's a good question. Are we gonna eventually see someone holding the cruiserweight title and the universal title?
That would have to be a once-in-a-lifetime talent, I would think.
Unless Seth Rollins just loses some weight.
Not even very much either.
No.
A little bit of weight, and that could work out pretty well. If we had this particular cruiserweight format in the era of Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio, I think either one of them could have done it.
Mm-hmm. Easily.
I guess we're waiting for another Eddie Guerrero or Rey Mysterio to come along, but
I'm still waiting for Jack Gallagher.
we all are. We all are.
Jackie boy, please.
So, waiting for Jack, waiting for the upcoming pay-per-view. Is there anything else you're waiting on right now?
Waiting to watch the Lucha tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And NXT should be interesting.
Austin
We're gonna
Aries
see
tag
who
partner.
Austin Aries' tag partner is.
And barring that, we might as well just get right into it. And I mean watching the show, because the past week in wrestling didn't really have too much to talk about other than the man James Ellsworth climbing the mountain.
Mm-hmm. And taking an unfortunate Styles clash on the process. But I guess it was worth it. Got a t-shirt.
He did. And you got to keep on wrestling, which is the most important.
Yeah, no kidding.
Guess that's about gonna do it. Thanks once again for watching. We'll see you again next week. Thanks.
As always.
Yep, as always.
Always.
We're gonna be here just the same way as Vince and the fam is gonna be there for you every week.
Mm-hmm.
Rain, sleep, slower shot.
Eat, sleep, conquer, repeat.
Rambling City.